Hey everyone, it's Bobo the Vulture, and this is Let's Play Gran Turismo. You guys have missed it, right? I've missed it. It's been a little while for me. You guys are probably getting a regular dose, so it probably doesn't seem like that big a thing. Now, if truth is, things have actually been pretty busy here at the Vulture household. And during the month of March, I have a guest. Dr. Ketchup's in the house. And while that's great, it means I get to spend time with a friend that I don't get to see very often. It also means that I don't have the same opportunity to LP as I might usually. But you know, that's okay though, folks. It's okay. U.S. Nationals. It's the U.S. Nationals. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Let's see. 246, 295, and 394. We can take care of those things, can't we? Bet you we can. Let's come into the garage here. First of all, how much horsepower does this PT Spider make? Oh, that could certainly be entered into the Cobra. Let's take a look at the Cobra as well. Okay, that's too powerful for any of these, I think. The Neon ACR, where do you fit in? Alright, for the 295, whatever it is. That'll be fantastic. It's so wonderful. It's marvelous. Thank you, boys. How much horsepower does Pulsar GTI-R top out at? I want to check. 414. Oh, well, that's interesting. I might actually chart that up and see if I can enter in that Japan GT Championship thing. I was looking for the Focus. Here it is. My Focus is all crocused. 388 horsepower. Yeah, let's get in this. It's our new car. Because I feel like... I know I've raced it again since, but I feel like I lost footage where I was driving this car around and talking about how nice it was and pleasant. It's a very pleasant drive. But let's see. Too much horsepower! Alright, we'll take it to Laguna Seca for the big grand prize. It's grand and big and grand. Let's go ahead and use the automatic transmission. Now, I believe I set up the controller in such a way that I will be able to use analog inputs here for steering, but I'm not really sure whether or not that's actually going to work. Oh, it does. Awesome. Nice. Now I just have to get used to using that kind of steering again rather than the D-pad. There we go. Now I'm trying to be gentle with every turn, even though you still pretty much need to, like, crank the steering wheel with ease every time you get into one of these turning situations. Hey! Wow, this really is going to take some adjustment. This is not how I'm used to playing Gran Turismo! And yes, that does make me an old... I was gonna say codger and then fogey, and somehow combined it together into fodger, which I don't think is a real thing. So there you go. Boy, this Shelby Type 1 really does want to take me out here. I didn't exactly mean to go out on the access road there, but that's what happened. And now I'm being passed by Shelbys of all stripe. Old and new. Jeez. Alright, the description of this video will be something along the lines of watch Bobo fumble with analog controls as he conquers the American Championship. I think that's a realistic goal for this video, actually. And I think it's realistic to have the granddaddy big numbers event of the American Muscle Supercar Challenge World Championship thing to be won by a Ford Focus. 'Cause why not? Wow, only one vehicle from outside of the sort of overall Ford corporate umbrella attempting to compete here. And that would be that bad boy right there. Where's that SVT Cobra? Let's look at him. See what he's doing. Ah, yes. There's an old breed Mustang there. From the olden days. Let's not save the game, because, you know, we're still working. We're still working, we're still making things happen. And, let's see. So, for this low horsepower challenge, I guess we, you know, we could take our PT Spider and go out and attempt to win the Laguna Seca B regional event, but I'd kind of rather try a different car. Maybe not even a car at all. Maybe just a car. Let's buy a car, everybody. This is a tiny city car designed for people from Boston. It's a car! See what I did there, folks? It's pretty hilarious. Whew. Electric green, huh? Let's go with pepper red here. That's looking pretty nice, right? Ford's first microcar, the Ka, arrived in Europe in 1996 after appearing in concept form in motor shows throughout the early 90s. The original bubble car styling was gone, replaced by what Ford called a new edge design. Ka was the first to sport this angular look, which now is diffused across the Ford range. Yeah, no, I think the first big car to show that in the North American market was the Focus. But yeah, this sort of angular headlamps and tail lamp pieces and stuff. Although based on the platform running gear, the Fiesta 3-door Ka is much shorter, yet still has room for 4 inside. Alright, isn't much of a sprinter, but that's not the point. The Ka may not be fast, but it's still a complete hoot to drive, as competitors in the one-make Ka Rally Championship will testify. Ooh, such a hoot! That suspension with McPherson struts in front and semi-independent twist beam axle in the rear gives the Ka a good ride and tremendously entertaining handling. The wheels wear relatively skinny tires, so there's not an enormous amount of grip, but the car can use this to its advantage. A well-timed lift of the throttle in mid-corner will see the rear end take over the steering. Steering a quick reaction, the tail slide begin to get out of hand. Cars can also be trimmed out as little limousines. Such luxuries as air conditioning and CD players. Oh, that's definitely what you need, all you need for a limousine. For in-car entertainment. Really, there's no need since the car is so entertaining on its own. It's a ridiculous copy. Alright, let's buy it. Doesn't weigh that much. That's nice. Let's get in the car now. The car's a new car. Let's tune the car to its utmost. And if that exceeds the... oh, we can turbocharge this bad boy. 142. That's interesting. Can it be NA tuned instead? I feel like for some cars both are an option, but not this little car. Ka, as you may remember, was also the evil twin brother of Kit, the car from Knight Rider. Although that was spelled K-A-R, I believe, or K-A-R-R, to match Kit, which was spelled K-I-T-T. It's all very fascinating stuff for you folks at home. I know it. I know it! So, let's get the muffler going. So they don't sell city... They weren't selling city cars in the U.S. at this point in time. They do sell the Fiesta in the U.S. again. For a while there, they weren't. Although they were selling something that I think Daewoo made for them or somebody. Called the Ford Aspire, and that was the little sort of cheapest car. And then for a while they didn't have anything underneath the Focus in the range. But we are back to having Fiesta. Fiesta's a nice car. Although, fun story about the car, I had an uncle that went to a... was going to a family wedding. The wedding was in England, and he got a rental car for him and his wife, and I don't know if they brought their son with them at the time, but either way, for the two of them, at least, and drove up in the Ford car, and drove up to the hotel where they were all going to be staying. And the valet came up and asked them, "Oh, I'll take the car, sir. Do you have any luggage with you?" And he said, "No, I got a guy in a Mercedes coming behind me with the luggage." And sure enough, he did, because another member of the wedding party was behind them in a rented Mercedes. That had more room, so they had the luggage in there. It's not the most elaborate story of all time, but it is kind of funny. Kind of funny. Not supremely funny. I know, folks. I know. Lost something in the telling there. I was telling it in too evenly tempered a manner. I was not elbowing you and being like, so he said, no, dipshit, I got a guy with a Mercedes. I'm driving around this frickin' Ford car, but I have a valet coming behind me in a Mercedes with luggage. Look at this doof. I didn't do that. I could have done that. It's the car challenge. Cars only. No license is required. Hey, that car doesn't have... That car has different wheels, and it has body-colored moldings around the wheel arches. What's that all about? I don't understand. I'm looking into the sea, and I don't understand. Oh man, yeah, let that little sucker wind up. Listen to it go. Oh, that's the button for look behind. I'd actually forgotten it. That too much steering. There we go. I was wondering whether or not I was going to have a fifth gear. This car's geared very high, isn't it, folks? I feel like this car could gain a lot for being geared down a little bit lower. But imagine it was done in the name of fuel economy, as I tend to think that most small cars that have very high gearing at the top end, it's done that way. Because if you have a top gear where the car is driving along at a relatively fast clip, and the motor's only chugged along at like, 1,000 RPM, 1,500 RPM or whatever, you're saving a lot of gas. I mean, geez, the way that thing was running. If I gave it an infinite amount of space to accelerate, and the aerodynamics didn't start getting in the way, I feel like it could have flirted with 140 or 150, I don't know. Admittedly, this car is kind of fun. This car is fun. It's a fun car. Go for a ride, my fun car. Something as the thing about the curvature of that particular hairpin that I think all of the, or the 180 that those other line of cars got through there a little while back. It kind of sucks the car down into the apex and almost tries to make the car turn around a little bit. I was noticing that with the MR2, and I just sort of pawned it off on the idea, well, the MR2 is a mid-engine car. Mid-engine cars often just sort of have a tendency to do that. I'm going to exit. Pardon me. And I'm not going to save the game. What I'm going to do is going to get this car a racing transmission so that I can tighten up the gear ratios on it, get a little bit more acceleration out of it. And it probably doesn't need this, but I'm doing it anyway. I mean, it's pretty good car on its own. But let's take it to the Gran Turismo League and see whether or not we can tangle with the best of them in more powerful cars at Laguna Seca here. More powerful, not cars, but more powerful cars at Laguna Seca. And let's go into the settings. And let's change the final gear ratio. Let's kick it down 2 notches and see whether or not that ends up being too much. This is experimentation, folks. This is how you find things out. Hey, we're competing against another car. I'm gonna focus and oh, was that a Camaro up there? Come on, Camaro. Don't you think you're being a little bit excessive trying to compete in this kind of a league. What's that purple car there? There we go. Alright, so I've set the gearing down probably a little too low, because I'm thinking on a track like Laguna Seca, it might not matter as much. Hey, watch it back there. Alright, that wasn't the best way through that turn. That would be probably a fatal way to go through the turn, but keeping our average speed way up. I did not get a good look at whatever that purple car was. I'll be disappointed if it turns out it was like an Acura or something, which they, like, you know, like, put in this game. They put Acuras in the North American version of Gran Turismo. They were not in the Japanese version. Because obviously, I mean, those cars were still in there, but they were just, you know, Honda Integras or whatever. But they didn't, like, attempt to set them off as a different make, I think. Alright, the wolves are at old Ka's door. Oh, that actually is going pretty well. They can't get me through that corner. Can't get me! Can't get me! This is actually real nice. I think in driving the Peugeot 106 for the Peugeot 106 Cup, I might have mentioned something about how there's something to be said for driving a little tiny, lightweight, not very powerful car to its limits as opposed to big heavy cars. Oh, it was a Ford Puma. That's right. Puma Man. Yeah, you always forget about those if you're somebody from around these parts, because they never sold Ford Pumas in the U.S., but I guess they were kind of slick, sporty hatchback thing that they were selling in Europe pretty well. But we beat it, so we don't need to check that out at all anymore. Yay! Look at our little car. It won. It did everything it was supposed to. It's a good car. You know what? We'll go ahead and save the game here. And, yeah, save on memory card. Yeah, file already exists. Let's overwrite it. It's okay. And, when we come back next time, folks, we will go ahead and wrap up the Ka Cup, wrap up the America's Cup, and that'll be a nice day out. Yeah? Yeah. This is Bobo the Vulture. This is Let's Play Gran Turismo. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.